Welcome to our Heat Hara Flow. This sequence calls upon our inner fire for strength, courage, and transformation within our vinyasa flow, to manifest our goals, which are governed by our true center, our core, the Solar Plexus region. Building our own heat in this sequence with challenging postures, dynamic stretches, and strong holds, this practice is perfect if you suffer from weakness in the core or the lower back. To balance emotions, boost confidence and self-esteem as you begin to actualize and manifest your own goals.
You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Let's begin seated in a comfortable position for yourself, whether that's cross-legged or in butterfly. And you can choose to take a mudra here, sitting nice and tall, grounding through the sit bones, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, and relaxing through the facial expression, maybe with the eyes closed or a soft gaze. Begin to find your own steady breath, breathing in and out of the nostrils, allowing the inhale breath to go deep into the abdomen, into the belly, into the organs, filling the space in the center of your torso. And your exhale breath allows you to deepen your sense of release and letting go. Remaining present and being in the moment. And maybe here an opportunity to invite an intention or sankalpa into your practice today. Finding an intention that works with our practice of the Heat Hara Flow, strength, courage, and manifestation of goals. Releasing the mudra, opening the palms, and let's take Ujjayi breath here. Slight restriction at the back of the throat, an audible sound, listening to your own breathing. Feel the warmth of the breath. Notice the sound. Observe the temperature. Breathing deep to the abdomen, to the belly, to the waists, to the lower back. And releasing from the Ujjayi breath and returning back to a steady, equal breath here. And releasing yourself now by circling through the shoulders, and let's come down onto our backs with your knees bent, soles of the feet down onto the floor. Start to roll down through the spine, really taking each and every vertebra down to the mat as you roll. So breathing out as you roll down, breathing in as you roll up. Rolling down nice and slowly, counting the vertebra as you release and counting the vertebra as you rise. Just a few more. And really again, draw the attention downwards into the trunk of the body. So the waists, the lower back, and the abdomen area. Reaching the fingertips away, coming up to a nice straight spine. Reaching the arms up above the head. Big long stretch here, and then draw the knees in towards the belly, lying on the back, relaxing through the face and the neck. And a few little core lifts here. So again, it's just the upper back and shoulders, lifting the head away from the mat, keeping the elbows out to the side. Really pressing into the soles of the feet. Breathing out as you come up. Breathing in as you lower. And at any point through this practice, you can always introduce Ujjayi breathing. Just a few more. And lying back. Knees come to chest once more. Lift the legs straight up to the sky. Scissor releases here. So either toe tapping or full long straight leg down to the mat. So you can keep the knees bent and just toe tap, or keep the legs straight. Drawing the abdomen into the lower back and the lower back in towards the mat. Maybe you find it a little bit easier to take the head and shoulders off of the mat and reach the fingers away by the side of the hips. Nice controlled, steady breathing and steady movements through the legs. Belly draws down to back, back draws down to mat. Draw the knees in and roll and massage out. And then cycle twists here, nice and controlled, elbow to knees, really drawing the elbow backwards behind you to the mat. So twisting through the torso. And again, you can choose to toe tap the feet or extend the leg all the way along. Draw knees in, roll and massage out, and then bring yourself straight up into half boat. So roll up and roll down. Remember that spinal movement that we started the practice off with. Try to bring the knees up towards the forehead, come up into half boat, then tuck the legs behind you and come into a high plank. You can always lower the knees in these high planks as well. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. Come forward into Chaturanga. Release into your upward facing dog. And exhale. Take it back into downward facing dog. Pedal out as you need, releasing one heel at a time, bending the knees, pressing chest back towards the thighs, lifting the sit bones, and Ujjayi breath. Steady, strong, slow flow of breaths, bending the knees, walking the feet towards the hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift here, lengthen the spine away, reaching the crown of the head. Exhale, fold from the hips, belly, chest down to the thighs. And full Uttanasana as you breathe in, bring your arms up above the head to bring you to standing. And exhale, hands come to the heart space in Samastiti. Feel grounded here, preparing for our Surya Namaskar A Sun Salutations. Releasing the hands to mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, swan dive, flat back fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop it back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep, slow breaths here. Breathe out and look forward. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift once more, lengthen away. Exhale, full fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, Tadasana. Repeating, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half spinal lift. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop it back into plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Prepare, bend, step, look forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise to standing. Exhale, hands down by the side of the body. Inhale, chair pose, Surya Namaskar B. Lengthening spine, reaching fingers away. Fold belly, chest to thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. Warrior 1. Plant the feet, bend the front knee. Look to the hands. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to down dog. 5 breaths. Step or hop, look forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Sit back, bend the knees. Press through the feet, come to standing, and exhale, mountain pose. Repeating Surya B. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend, step, or hop it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg steps forward this time for your warrior 1. Bend through the front knee, ground through the back foot, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, fold down, take it back to downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Prepare, look, step or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring yourself up to standing. Exhale, back down to mountain. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen away. Exhale, bend, step, or hop back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg steps forward. Warrior 1 once more. Breathe. Release the hands. Step it back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths. To the front, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Press through the feet to standing. Last and final time, inhale, chair pose, sit right back into the chair. Exhale, belly, chest to thighs, lift the sit bones. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step or hop it back. Plank to chaturanga, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg comes through this time. Warrior one, plant the back foot, bend through the front knee, gaze to the thumbs. Release the hands to the mat, step it back to down dog for 5 breaths. Prepare, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, press through the feet. Release the hands down by the side of the body. Take a few moments to pause, breathe, settle the heart rate. Sit back into chair. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, fold the belly to the thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, palms come by the feet, step or hop it back into your plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back behind you. Bring the knee to the elbow of your right arm. Bring the knee to the elbow of your left arm. And bring the knee to your center, right into the chest. Come up onto the tiptoes of your back foot. Place the foot between the hands and place the back foot as you windmill the arms to warrior two. Bending through the front knee and taking 5 slow and steady breaths here. Windmill back to reverse warrior as you breathe in. Exhale, come forward, elbow to knee for side angle pose. Breathing in, return to reverse warrior. And breathing out, return to side angle pose. Once more, bend through the front knee a little deeper for reverse warrior and move from the waist into side angle pose, releasing the underneath arm as if you're holding a beach ball between both hands. Open up to warrior two, straighten through the front leg and prepare to come into triangle as you reach long and fold over the front thigh. Expansive arms rolling through the rib cage, strong and steady breathing. Warrior two, windmill the hands, frame the front foot back to plank, connecting vinyasa of chaturanga, up dog, and your downward facing dog. Left leg raises for 3-legged dog, left knee, left elbow, press back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, twisted, and press back. Knee comes all the way into the chest as you come up onto the tiptoes. Place the foot between the hands and windmill the arms to warrior two. Find your strong hold here as you breathe. Preparing to come into those reverse warrior and side angle flows. So bending a little deeper into the front knee, breathing in to reverse warrior, reaching that hand back down the thigh. Exhale, side angle pose. We're moving from the waist here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Not too much weight into the elbow on the knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bend a little deeper, sink a little further. And exhale, side angle. Release the underneath arm if you wish to increase that intensity of the hold, and then open up into warrior two, straightening through the front leg to come into triangle as you reach long. Exhaling, rotate the rib cage here and changing the gaze to add challenge up to the top hand. Back to warrior two. Windmill the hands over, frame the front foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Ujjayi breathing. Or you can always come into child's pose when you need. And lowering the knees. Let's all meet in child's pose here. Reaching the fingertips forward, really extend through the spine, breathe through the back body. Relaxing the head, relaxing the chest. Inhale to tabletop. And preparing to come into our side plank. So, left arm. And finding a side plank that works for you. Either placing both feet on top of one another or one foot can be in front of the other. Open through the side, lifting the hip away from the mat. Come back through center and reaching the left arm up. Really pressing away from the mat through that right hand, maybe introducing Hasta Bandha and lifting the hip away from the mat. Come back into the center, into your central plank. Both hands down on the mat. And then you're connecting vinyasa again, of course, chaturanga, up dog, and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back behind you. Place it between the hands, come up into your high lunge, reaching the arms up towards the sky, sinking down through the front knee, planting the back foot into warrior one, and preparing to come into a standing balance inversion, standing splits, reaching long, drawing the belly, the chest to the thigh, dropping the head down to the mat, lifting the back leg, squaring the hips and testing the balance here as you release one or both hands to the leg. Release back to warrior one. And connecting vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you, finding the position of that foot for the lunge. Find the balance, raise the arms, sink down a little deeper to the mat. Plant the back foot, warrior one. And then stepping forward into the front left leg, releasing the body down over the thigh, lifting the right leg up to the sky, keeping those hips nice and square. Reaching the toe up towards the sky, testing the balance, one or both hands off of the mat, drawing the body towards that supporting leg. Release back to warrior one, plant the feet, and then come into your connecting vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog on your breath out. Finding some steady, slow breaths here. After that challenging flow, releasing down all the way, tabletop and down to the mat, swaying out the hips, coming into prone position. Sweeping the arms back behind you and preparing to come into Shalabhasana. The hands come underneath the hip bones here, palms face down, fingertips facing back towards the end of your mat, and start to lift the toes away from the mat. You're going to press into the chin here, really find strength through the back body and the front, and then lowering the toes down, releasing the hands out to the side, palms face up, sway into the hips. Coming into Dhanurasana or bow pose, taking hold of both feet and lifting the chest and lifting the knees away from the mat. Pressing the feet into the hands, open up through the front body and release nice and slowly into prone. Coming back into child's pose and rolling up through the spine to kneeling. swinging the legs around in front of you. Sitting nice and tall here, activate the legs, inhale, the arms raise up, and exhale, take a full forward fold from the hips, nice flat back here, lengthen the spine away and keep the chest nice and open. Try not to dip the head down too much towards the knees here. We're not in a deep fold. We're keeping the chest open. Maybe the two-piece fingers take hold of the toes, and you can free some of the flesh up from underneath the buttocks. Slow and steady breaths, seated forward fold. Release the body down, roll up through the spine. And let's find Navasana, boat pose. Lifting one, lifting both, half boat, really balancing on the sit bones here. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, smile. It does help as the legs extend. Deepening that posture, the arms might come up towards the ears, and then bringing the legs in to sit cross-legged. Taking a nice gentle twist around to the left here, using the right hand on that left knee, maybe taking a bind. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you deepen. Bringing yourself back to center, change the legs, left hand, right knee, taking that twist to the opposite direction, maybe choosing the option of the bind, opening the chest out to the side of your mat, breathing in to lengthen, breathing out to deepen. And bringing back to center, release the legs out in front of you. Come to the front of your mat and start to slowly roll down onto your backs. Draw the knees up, place the soles of the feet, and then knees come into the chest. Start to circle through the hips, massaging out. The arms come out at shoulder height to the side of you, legs lift up towards the sky. And these are tiny little pulses here, so you're going to be lifting the lower back, the hips and the buttocks away from the mat. Try to reach the toes up towards the sky here. Tiny little pulses. Might find it a little bit of a challenge. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out as you need. Release the feet to the mat. Then lift up into bridge pose. Lift the hips up, lengthen through the neck. And if you wish to intensify this bridge, interlace the fingers underneath the body and roll all the way around onto the sides of your shoulders. Keep lifting hips, glutes are engaged, and then start to roll down through the spine. Draw knees in once more, roll and massage out. Coming into a shoulder stand, hands come to the base of the spine. And there's various levels of shoulder stand here. You can always do a supported shoulder stand with a block underneath the pelvis. You do not have to come into the extended posture. Halasana, releasing the feet back behind the head. Maybe the feet a little wider or together. And you can release the hands down to the mat or support the spine in your plow pose or halasana here. Rolling down through the spine, controlled release of the legs all the way down to the mat, drawing belly to back, back to mat. Take a moment in Shavasana. Taking your time, lifting the head and bringing yourself up to seated, swinging the legs back around you. We have one more inversion before the end of our practice. This is our Shirshasana. It's our headstand, and many variations of headstand that you can choose. Preparing our foundation, we want to measure out our frame. So interlacing the fingers out in front of you by measuring the distance of your elbows. Bringing the head into the cup of your interlaced fingers and tucking the toes, lifting the sit bones up towards the sky, lengthening the spine. You can stay here. This is a great place to be. Try not to put too much weight into the head and the neck. And maybe you take one toe off at a time or both and start to extend the legs up towards the sky, coming into your headstand and really pressing into the hands, the forearms, and the elbows. So you're pressing into the mat to create strength across the shoulders. And if you're in that headstand, maybe making some variations of stag or split or butterflies, whatever feels good. Stay for 15 to 20 breaths. A little bit of playtime at the end of our practice for heat, Hara Flow. And coming out of headstand as you went in and returning back into a child's pose, taking a few moments. Rolling up nice and slowly through the spine, coming to kneeling, swinging the legs around in front of you, and just shuffling forward to the front of your mat so that you can roll down through the spine. And let's take one last final twist here. So drawing in the left knee in towards the chest and take that over the body to the right side, opening up the chest, reaching the left arm away from you, maybe taking the gaze to the left fingers. And really drawing deep into that twist of the trunk here, twist of the spine, relaxing through that top leg. Bring back into center and then choosing to take the other side. Right knee comes across the body and you're going to open up through the right side this time. So again, choosing the gaze along the right fingers. Bring back into center, draw both knees in, roll and massage out for the last time here. Make yourself warm. Prepare for your final relaxation in Shavasana as you send the legs long, or you can keep the knees bent or place a bolster under the knees. And take the arms out to the side, palms face up. And just begin to slow down your breathing. You may have found the practice at some points quite challenging. There was certainly some challenging postures in there, and I hope that you found some level of enjoyment and certainly some release as well from the strongholds and the stretching. Bringing the hands onto the abdomen here, really drawing the attention, your focus down to your inner core, your true center. Remember, this was a heat Hara practice. So I want to boost confidence, give you strength, courage, and transformation through our vinyasa flow. I'll leave you for a couple of minutes of silence here to enjoy your Shavasana. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths now to bring awareness back to your surroundings, back on the mat and into the body by bringing soft and gentle movement to the hands, to the feet, to the head, maybe choosing to stretch the arms above the head or draw the knees in as you roll and massage out. And taking your time, take as much time as you need to bring yourself to one side and return up to a comfortable seat. And taking the hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra, sitting nice and tall. Just feel grounded and rooted through the sit bones and rising through the crown of the head, and feel how different you may feel now physically, mentally and emotionally after the practice. Only a short practice today, but also returning back to any intention that you may have invited for your practice of sourcing your inner fire for strength and courage and transformation. And remembering to thank yourself for practice. And I thank you. Namaste.